What's up? It's another episode of On French Street, and we got my boy Keith Carroll, of course, in the building. Keith, the mayor of New Orleans, is coming. And I know y'all probably wasn't expecting this right here, okay? But we got Dre. I'm not going to say his whole government name like I did 5 times in the live, because, you know, when I was editing the live, I caught on the body language. He ain't really like that. So, and then I told my husband about it. And he said, well, how'd you know his whole name? I said, I got it on Google. He said, yeah, you was wilding. So we got Dre in the building, who is also the brother of Blueface. And I know y'all didn't expect this because Keith and Dre got off to a bad start. So let's, put it out there right now that this is going to be nothing but good vibes. And of course, if Keith got questions, Keith got questions. But we're going to keep it respectful. And Dre, we just want you to be honest.
Right. All right, let's do it. I mean, first time we would have had the conversation smooth and respectfully, it would have been cool. Like, it was just, right? Would you want to talk to somebody that's screaming at you? Bitch ass nigga, nigga sound like he was like, bitch ass nigga. Like, damn, bro.
I understand how you feel, Dre. And I also understand Keith, because Keith was looking out for us. You feel me? Because we asked you to come on our podcast like you are here today, but we made it happen. We made it happen, okay? We asked you to come on our podcast. We didn't expect you to say, I'm not answering questions, read my book. Like, that's not why if that was the case, we wouldn't have asked you to come through. You feel me? But we gonna redeem all that on this episode of On French Street. So we're gonna start off by asking, Dre, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm great. I'm blessed, black, and handsome. So,
handsome it is, because the ladies is loving Dre. Did you see the comments, Keith? They was like, oh, Blueface brother, Blueface brother.
Nah. Hey, you know what it is? I'm the guy though. Like, they see my character, They be like, they see the little reality show I was on with Mom, they like, he's a sensible person.
Okay, and I definitely want to talk about the reality show with your mom. I mean, let's be real. That's why you are here, Dre. You posted about some intimate details between you and your mother's relationship that had to do with y'all have a show together, correct? Right. And can you give us a little background on this show? Because I'm going to be real with you. I have never watched this show. I've never watched Krishan show. I've never watched Blueface show. So, this is my first introduction as well. So let us know the show that you actually have with your mom.
My mom.
Wait, I can't hear you. Can you hear him, Keith?
No.
It's like a lot of background noise.
I think it sound like the fans on in the trap.
Yeah, it sound like a fan going.
You hear me better now?
Yeah. Actually, no, it's not. It's just like a loud, like a fan or something.
Is it my phone?
A lot of
that's not me.
White noise.
You got the fan on the trap.
Right. Who say you got the fan on the trap? That's not me.
Oh God, I'm so frustrated. Serena or Keith, I don't have my phone. Can y'all text the group chat and tell Neek that we're having audio problems? But we're gonna keep this interview going though too. But I just need someone to text him because I don't have my phone. He has it. He's charging it.
Hello?
Okay. Talk for me, Dre.
You hear me?
Yes, much better. All right, so answer that question for me.
It sounds better now.
Yeah.
All right. So we've been doing a show for she had the original idea for the show for 3 years, and nobody would help her with the show. My brother didn't really want to do reality TV, but that was something that she wanted to do. So we started getting back cool, and I saw that something she wanted to be passionate about. Like, she was just sitting on her phone, just going live, and I could tell she was really hurt about the situation that happened with Krishan and just how she was being portrayed, because her following isn't as big as my brother, so she didn't get to tell her side of the story or just of any really, because my brother's platform so big, everybody just gets to hear him.
But what was the situation with Krishan at the time? Because there's so many situations. I mean, there's one every week.
I know. Right now, as far as I know, that they cool. Like, and they're not cool, but they don't really have no standing issue. You know,
Well, not right now. I'm talking about at the time of this show that was going on.
At the time, I just recently saw the videos when she was taunting her on interview. Like, Krishan was laughing about the fight she had with my mom, and that kind of, it made her feel some type of way. It made all of us feel some type of way. Because this is my real mom, whether she was wrong or right, she really got beat up. You know, she really was like in a physical, like her eye was black. I'm pretty sure it changed her. You know, she went. So.
Pete, did you know Krishan beat up Karlissa?
Right.
I know that.
She didn't really beat her up though. It was like a heat of the moment, and she just kind of sucker punched her. Like, it wasn't like a full-fledged fight. It was just like, you know, like my mom was arguing with my brother, but she was talking about Krishan, like, yeah, and this bitch and some shit, and Krishan just hit her. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't like no square up type shit. It was like, you know, that was
so she was really hurt about that situation, and it was all over the internet, and everybody putting in their 2 cents, but she couldn't really tell her side because her platform wasn't as big.
So
she was hurt about that. All right.
She was hurt, and throughout her antics, she built a following. So I told her, you know, you can stream on platforms and make money for people because people want to see you. Like, you know, you say a lot of crazy stuff. So I told her about streaming platforms. We started looking them up. We found Patreon together. We put her on platform on there, and we made like a 6-episode pilot. And, you know, it just kept getting better as we went. The reviews kept going up. The fan base kept going up. So we got to the point where we got a contract. And that's when all the beef started, you know. They was talking, you know, a large money, and that large sum of money split 4 ways probably didn't seem as good. I think that's where her greed kind of kicked in. She didn't want to split it equally 4 ways. You know what I'm saying? She wanted to decide how much people was getting. And I'm like, but if anything, you did the least on the show as far as the intellectual property, how it was formatted, because all you really do is Instagram. That's all she really knows. You know? So I used to study screenplays when I was
her idea, but you came up with all the
whole format,
different ways to make money, monetize off of it.
Right. Even the whole how we gonna shoot shows and make it about. Like, we're gonna follow this person, and we're gonna create these situations and all that.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, where we at with it, I'm currently suing my mom. I'm actually, you know, gonna sue her. And
you skipped a whole part. You came up with the idea.
Okay.
So from there, where did the beef start? Which in your post you said that she wasn't paying you.
So she's starting to get the money coming in on her Patreon account, right? And we're all on the Patreon, and so we're seeing how much money she's making. Like, she's set to make this next month with the subscriptions. And based on, we know how much everything costs, where did you have some money going? You about to have $15,000, $20,000 a month and still counting. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 20 bands, it costs about maybe $5,000 to shoot the show. We've been getting ads and all types of other stuff. What's up with the money? You know?
Okay.
You know,
and what's her response with that?
Mm-hmm.
What's her response when you ask her about the money? Because it's not just you, it's also your sister is involved in this, right? Wait, that fan is coming back. It's like getting louder.
It's not in here.
Okay. Just keep going. So
yeah, it's just they getting the money and didn't want to give it enough. That was what it was. You know, she keeps saying there ain't no money. Like, we see the money. You know how much you have to, the subscription going up. You know?
I don't know. I feel like your audio is bad right now.
No,
you can hear it too.
It's not
and you're inside, not outside. It's not like cars driving by or anything.
Yeah. Yeah, better?
Okay, now I can hear you better. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. All right, so I forgot my question, but just answer it because we're gonna edit this up real nice.
Okay. But yeah, so then we got a deal. So we got a commercial deal for somebody who wanted to basically license our show to put their ads from companies they work with on our show. So that was supposed to be $10,000 an episode. And when I went to try to discuss it, she got mad at me, started, you know, talking crazy shit, just threw an argument, almost like Like how your brother do when you try to go through her phone and shit. Just start arguing with me about extra shit that didn't have shit to do with shit. On some goofy shit, I feel like. You know, and it sparked a whole different argument. So I left. I left the show at the time. And
This argument was on the show.
the argument wasn't, he came through text first, just about payments and all that extra shit and who's supposed to get paid and how much, you know. Then throughout me exploding on her because this isn't the only thing that she does that's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? She does a lot of janky shit. Like when she doesn't realize it. She smacked food out my brother's baby mama hands. Like that's you're not supposed to do that. You know, she does little stuff and nobody ever corrects her. So my whole purpose.
And is that Krishan? She smacked food out of hand?
His other baby mama. His first baby mama.
Because I was finna say Krishan gave her a black eye. So at that point, baby, I could smack food out your hand if I want to.
The first time my mom took her up, I got an opening for my barbershop. So I got to open the barbershop and I invited everybody to perform at my grand opening for my barbershop. So Krishan was there, my mom was there, and Krishan, my mom was alive, and Krishan tried to took my mom's live. And I guess my mom felt like she was too close. She took the money, she had choked her up. So Krishan didn't even do that for me.
Wow. And that kind of set the precedent of their relationship, I feel like, moving forward.
I feel like Krishan more than time. Bring that first.
Okay.
You know,
Your audio's bad again and the fan's coming back. When you touch your computer or like whatever you be doing, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to go in a different room. It's not really here though, because we can hear the echo too though. Like we can hear it. Like it's like
Yeah, it's weird because whenever you touch something, it like goes away. Keith, if you ever want to chime in, feel free.
I'll let y'all talk. What's going on? I'm trying to get the story.
We're getting the story. All right. Okay, so let's go back to your mom. So you came up with the idea to put this show on Patreon. Your mother, no. Your mother came up with the idea, but you had all the logistics to put it on Patreon.
right.
So now your mom is collecting money from the show that y'all all did together because your siblings are involved, right?
Yep.
And she's not paying any of y'all.
You know,
And who put up the money for the show?
her husband put up some of the money, but we still had to get our own little. We had to take the time from our days to do other stuff. We had to get our wardrobe. I could pay for little stuff like along the way, like hotel rooms. Just even money throughout, like the cameraman here when she was short. You know what I'm saying? Like little
Right.
shit
And
like.
now, did you get paid? Go ahead.
Maybe
What'd you
that's why
say,
she feel
Keith?
like that. Maybe that's why she feel like she don't have to give them because she feel like if it wasn't for her
Okay.
husband, you see what I'm saying? That's probably how she feel.
Right. But at the same time, we're still acting in the show. Like we're all investing our brands into the show. Like we all post the link. Like I could track all through my social media how many people are coming through the link. But she even said it. Like there's a lot of people who fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? So people are paying to see all of us. You know what I'm saying? So why are
And
you?
I definitely understand that because ain't nobody filming their life for free. I mean,
You know,
whether you came up with the idea or not, you're gonna pay me a talent fee.
you know
You
what I'm saying?
know?
Let alone
So
the scenes, even off camera. You know what I'm saying? Like the logistics of it, just from doing everything that I know. My mom had us acting when we was little, so we've been acting and been in film and been in all that stuff since we was little. My little brother did a McDonald's commercial when he was like 6 or 7. So we know a lot about the business and how to shoot, you know, how to stage the scenes and get locations and all that stuff. And that's what she didn't really realize that that's something you would pay somebody to do as well. Like,
right, so you were producing, you were directing, you were also a talent. You
yeah,
also helped create the whole vibe of it. So
right.
we understand, and it wasn't just you; it's also your siblings, all of y'all. It was a team effort.
Yeah.
So we understand.
Start to the show. Like she got a real good
Right.
too.
Okay. So with that being said, now she's already collecting money, or she's set to collect money.
She's already collecting money as we speak right now, and she's
And the show's out on Patreon right now.
yeah. The show's on Patreon right now.
Mm. And what is her response when y'all ask for the money? What does she say?
So she says that she's spending most of the money. She's inflating the prices. Like she's saying that she's paying the cameraman more than she is. Like I'm hearing her tell the cameraman she's paying him X amount of hours. She's like, it costs them $1,500 to vans to shoot each episode. which maybe 1 or 2 episodes might cost that much, but if she didn't get it for, you know what I'm saying, a real small amount for that month, and she made 4,500, that's pretty much the profit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, they, like I said, she almost making 20 bands a month. It only costs tops maybe $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000 to shoot it. Plus the little extra she might
Cool.
get here and there. So $12,000 maybe somewhere around there is pretty much all profit. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying?
so
That was the first month. It might have it almost doubled as we went. The first month it was 4, the next month it was 12, and then it was like 14. She kicked me out of Patreon, you know?
wow, so she's removed you from her Patreon.
Yeah, she kicked me out, and then she didn't even take my sister out, you know?
She didn't take your sister out, but she kicked you out.
Yeah, and they
Is
always
it personal?
I don't know, but they always gang up against me and my brother. Like, you know,
Oh,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? They be on some sister here, and they be like, I'm family too, you know? Like, I don't see that. I don't see that.
so where are you and your mom right now? Are y'all communicating at all, even outside of what's going on here?
Um, I talk to her, but it's only because we have to work together. Like, the show is about to get picked up for sure. We already signed contracts to get paid to be on the show, so I'm definitely gonna be on the show. We go to shoot in Vegas this weekend. Um, and I mean, shit, I'm gonna go definitely get my money, bro. I'm not gonna let my relationship with her stop. You know, my opportunity to,
Bag.
yeah,
The fuck?
yeah, for real.
Absolutely. And is your show gonna be on Zeus at all?
Um, I don't know. I feel like they probably want us at some point, maybe, to be on Zeus, but I don't know. It's for whoever come first at this time. Right now, we kind of doing enough with our own side sponsors and brand deals. Like, we kind of not really tripping, and we really want to maintain control of this product and really make it a family, not business, but like we want to really grow it and keep going with our whole family. So we want to maintain control of the brand as long as possible, if anything, you know?
So is this gonna be a storyline in this new show?
Yeah, I feel like our lives definitely, you know, y'all pretty much, it's already a story right now in the public. Like, people can
But
see
you're
our lives.
suing your mom. I mean, who the fuck sues their mom?
I mean, you got to, when you talking about money, you got to, like, you know, would you, if your mom owed you maybe 50,000 plus dollars, you wouldn't, like, if she wasn't giving it to you, you just gonna accept it because that's your mom?
You know, I am biased because my mom passed away. So
You
if
wouldn't.
she owed me 50,000, but I'll tell you a story. In college, I got my refund check, you
Okay.
know, and I used to live off my refund check, and I noticed that $200 had like disappeared from my account, and I called my mom and I was like, you know, did you take money out my account? She's like, yeah, I really needed it, you know, blah blah blah. And it wasn't that she took money, it wasn't that she needed money. Like, I would have given her the $200, but it's that she took it without talking to me,
Yeah.
and maybe she felt like she could because it was probably her loan on my, you know, I'm spending her money low key. But you know, I didn't appreciate that, you know. But if my mama owed me $100,000, I would probably be happy just because that means she would be here with me.
And
So I'm biased
but
as
on the other
hell.
hand, at the end of the day, I'm from the street, so I
Right. I
already
mean,
mama, sister, brother, cousin. I need my bag. What's up?
yeah, I would keep on that one.
And then, you know, we ain't
Yeah,
rich. We
well,
trying to get it. We ain't rich trying to get it. So 50 bands. I mean, ain't no big
Yeah,
money, but that's money. You know.
I be out getting out the muscle, you know what I'm saying? Like, I make money off of film and entertainment. Like, I do little stuff, but I'm still like a normal person. I'm not a rapper, you know what I'm saying?
right.
I just try to invest in the thing.
But putting it out there like what you like putting out a situation and it's, you may be 100% correct with the whole situation, but just because it's your
Right,
mama, they gonna make it seem like you're the bad guy. Period. So
right.
that's how I took it.
Speaking of your mom, Keith, did you get a DM from
Yeah,
anyone special this week?
your mama deal me.
Nah, she said it was the other way around. She said, yo, people trying to talk to me, you ready, you know what I'm saying?
I did DM her. I
Oh,
DM'd her.
okay.
No, but she DM'd Keith.
Oh, shit.
I DM'd her just asking her if she wanted to come on the show just to talk about, you know, what we had already mentioned.
Okay.
But she DM'd Keith. I'm gonna let Keith tell you what that
And you know,
said.
she did me on some thank you type shit, like on some thank you for being a son, being an understanding son, or something on that type of time.
Oh, Right. So
How did that make you feel?
Like I just like what I'm doing, how I took it, like everybody else will take it. Not that you saying something wrong. You may be 100% correct, but when it comes to you versus your mama, at the end of the day, that's just how they go take it. Like at the end of the day, mom will be mom, and that's how I took it at first. You know what I'm saying? Before knowing the whole story.
See, my mom like probably how your mama is though. You know what I'm saying, Charmaine? You probably got a nice old mama who bake cookies and all that. This ain't the mama.
I mean, we definitely get the picture that, you know, your upbringing was definitely different than mine, you know, for sure. But is your mom, because, you know, what we see with Blueface and Krishan, it seems like he kind of like be pimping her, you know, she go do a booking and he like collects the money. And when I say pimping her, that's what I mean. Like he collects her money, you know, and gives her whatever. Does your mom do the same? Because that's what it seemed like with this.
With kind of, she said on episode 2, like she said she'll sell like a naked picture of me if it was the right amount of money. With a straight face.
Your mom said that.
She said that and put it on the show. She even edited it out. It's on the show. You can go watch the show and see it. Yeah.
Wow. How does that make you feel? Like for your mom?
Mom's a gangster. No cap. Your mama a gangster.
Hey, you know why? Because for where we come from, like for my brother to be where he is, like it was really her that same crazy that make her do crazy shit and make her make black girl magic, as you would call it, something out of nothing. Because it'd be a gang of time where we ain't got no money, ain't nobody daddy around, and that same ferocity that she applied to people, she applied to getting us through shit. So I've always stuck with my mom through that because I try to take the good and the bad. Like this is a person who provided for me. My father ain't never been in my life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I try really hard to walk with my mom wrong that way. And a lot of times she be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I try to love her still, but it got to be limit. It got to be enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to stop. You're like the werewolf at this point. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody baby mom. She threatened my baby mom. My baby mom was just more sensible. Like you doing too much. You know, you shoving food out people's hands, and you don't see nothing wrong with it. Well, I got to live with these people. When I was with my baby, I got to live with her. I got to sleep in the bed with this lady.
So is that just how your mama act, or you think she's just doing it for TV? Well, that's really how she act. She really gangster like that.
It's a little bit of both. You know what I'm saying? She lets y'all see that side of her. You know what I'm saying? She just really kind of exposed, but she really like that for sure. Like she has some issues that I don't know where the root of them is. I've been trying to study my mom since I was born to try to figure out how to fix her, help her, to love her, because I really feel like she feel maybe isolated or for some reason, you know, like she could just turn her empathy off sometimes. You know, I don't know where that comes from. Trauma. She says she was molested when she was a kid, so that's what put the burden on her heart to make her act like that. But she be wilding for sure. She crazy as hell.
Have y'all ever tried to get family therapy?
Not. I feel like we should. I think we should. I think we definitely.
You absolutely should. And not only that, how has your upbringing affected you as an adult? Because I know for me, even though, you know, from the outside looking in, I come from this like cookie cutter white picket fence home, right? My parents were married. Both of my parents passed away, but they were married the whole time, right? But in all honesty, it was hell inside the home. But nobody from the outside would ever know that, you know.
Your home?
In my home, absolutely. But when my mom died, I ended up having all these issues because of the way my dad used to treat us. Right. And me and my dad started having issues because my mom like suddenly died. So it was like now I got an issue with you because she did and you ain't treat her right, you know. Right. And then when he died, it didn't go away. Like I had to kind of pray my way through it and forgive him in the afterlife, right? Right. But I'm saying all that to say that
to get that cool before he passed.
Would you say? Yeah, before
he passed.
Were me and my dad cool?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like I'm a daddy's girl. Like it's very like a fucked up mentally type of situation. Like
when you love he's kind of like the relationship is fucked up and you love him, you know, you love him.
Oh my God. Absolutely. You
Yeah.
know, so, but I'm saying all that to say, you know, obviously what we go through as adolescents do have a huge effect on us as adults.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you can say, like you can look back on as an adult and say, this happened and now I'm having these issues in my life?
Wait, said time?
Is there anything that went on as an adolescence when you were a child? So let me ask it again. Is there anything that went on as a child where you can look back and kind of pinpoint that and say, you know, this happened as a child and now I'm having these issues as an adult?
Um, growing up in our neighborhood, we didn't have no other males. I'm the oldest grandchild and the oldest child. So like, my auntie, her first baby dad, like I got a bunch of aunties. Whenever a man would get physical or aggressive with them, like I was really sometimes the only person they could call. So I think that definitely made me a little more aggressive. You know, seeing these men be physical with the women that I care about. You know, because men, when there's no other man around, they kind of act a little different. Like my sister right now, ain't no nigga finna do nothing to her or none of my nephews because they know enough. You know what I'm saying? Um, but when it wasn't no men, they just kind of would, you know how niggas is. Some of these niggas ain't shit, for real,
Yeah, because you seem like you got I asked that question because you seem like you came out okay. Like, you
Nah,
know,
trauma too. I definitely got my trauma. I went to prison. I was in prison for like 14 years. So
oh,
they really tried hard to like iron that out of me. You know, like that's what prison is, like I wasn't really allowed to be around that influence for certain times, because I told myself when I was in prison, I wanted to make something of my life still. I didn't want to get out and just be the homie right. Like I said, even in spite of, if I get another chance to get out, I still want to try to be something with my life because you only get one life, you know?
yeah.
You know?
And how old are you now?
Right now, I'm about to be 30 this year.
You're about to be 30. You were in prison for 14 years.
Yeah, I went to juvenile hall first. I was in juvenile hall and then I was in YK, yeah. I only been with, I barely like maybe a couple months, like maybe 8 months before I went to jail.
Wow. What
Yeah.
did you do to go to prison for 14 years?
So when I was younger, I was a knucklehead, man. We grew up in a gang neighborhood, so the gang stuff was the only really it was the only male images I had. So that was what I thought men had to be. You know what I'm saying? So I just kind of geared myself towards that, and I feel bad because I feel like I geared my brother towards that because I'm trying to teach him how to survive in our environment. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to make him fight. I used to make like all his friends because I'm like, you got to be prepared out here. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bunch of different types of threats in that environment. Even if it's just your peers. But I think that really. What was your question again? My bad.
What did you do to go to jail for
Yeah,
14
yeah.
years?
So yeah, I was, call myself gangbanging or whatever. And I went up to the school on a different priority. I was messing with a girl, and it was this dude. It's a long story, but he was tripping on all the people who was wearing blue, basically. So when I walked up, I already had blue on, and me and him didn't like the same girl, but both the girls we like kind of instigated the situation with us, just because he was a red dude and I was a blue dude. And you said you was gonna do this, you see them and all that extra shit. So when he seen us, he had already said so much. Like he already sent threats to me. So when I see him, we go up. We ain't really got to talk too much because we had been talking through people. I walked up to him. I thought we was just gonna kind of fight. It's kind of still out of place, so I don't want to say too much. But we went to go to get the fight, and then he had a gun, and we had a gun, and we just kind of got into a shootout situation at a
And
school.
how old were you at the time?
I was 15.
Wow. So
Mhm.
you recently just got out of jail.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
And you're never going back.
I'm doing my best for sure. I'll be out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be out the way.
Good for
Yeah.
you. So you were in jail when Blueface kind of blew up.
I
The
was.
whole
I was in my cell listening to him on the radio. People would come, the COs would come knock on my door, like, "Hey, what's up? Like, that's your brother for real?" Like, it was cool.
And what relationship do you and Blueface have now?
Um, it's like that's my brother and I love him, but me being a little bit older, I try to be in a more sensible lane. And he kind of like, I know, y'all know him, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to necessarily condone or be around with, because I can't control him. I wouldn't feel right saying like, hey, don't live your life how you want to live your life. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not your dad, your brother. But I don't really like to be around and watch him not destroy himself, but just make some of the mistakes he makes, or just do some of the things he makes, or be around some of the situation he's around. Because just because we grew up in that situation doesn't really mean we still got to be in those situations. We want to strive to better our lives. It was once upon a time we didn't have a choice. Like that was where we lived. We didn't even. It's
like
just like if I could.
You the young OG now. You like the, you know what I'm saying? I done did that. I done did this. I done did that. So don't do that because you end up like this. You like the young OG.
You know. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like chill out. You know what I'm saying? But he's still going through his younger male stage. You got to get that not aggression out of you, but you got to kind of feel like you live your life to where you calm down afterwards. And I think he feel like he's still living his life. Even with however he living his life. He's young. So he's not really ready to settle down. I'm more of a different time in my life. Like I'm trying to build, a business and be with my family every day. Like I still hang with my niggas, but for the most part, I'll be on some grown up type shit.
Cause you 30, you a grown up.
Right.
When it comes to Blueface and how he's living his life right now, are you proud of him? Or are you worried more than proud? Because somebody could be like successful, but you're actually like really worried about them.
It's that for sure. I'm proud of him, the success that he created, because he really made nothing out of something. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't have no silver spoon in our mouths. Like, we barely went to college. My brother only went to college because he had a scholarship. Like, nobody in our family went to college. We just kind of didn't come from that. And then ever since he got on, it's other people in my family who started businesses. He kind of like put us around that atmosphere. He showed us, successful people just from being around him. He inspired us for sure. So I'm proud of him in that aspect, that he inspired me. I just wish, he would kind of be a little safer, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd be stressed out about him sometimes.
When the baby comes, are you going to be in the baby's life, an active uncle?
Hell yeah.
And do you and Krishan get along?
Me and Krishan's only beef is the beef she has with my mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and Krishan was cool. Like, we was hella cool. Like, I used to
So you're picking your mom's side, even though your mom's doing you dirty right now.
Right, but what would you do? We can beef internally.
I don't think I'm doing him dirty. I don't think his mom doing him dirty. I'm thinking, how they used to say back in the day, oh, mama go, that's just mama. Just mama go always do her. Mama go always be mama. So I don't think she's doing him dirty per se. I just think that she's doing, my mama do the same thing. When it come to bread, when it come to money, my mama going with the move. And that's just how it is. My mama going with the move. Like for her birthday, you could buy her, you could give her the ultimatum about a car or give her cash money. My mama going to cash money and worry about the car later. Yeah. That's just how parents are. That's just what it is. That's just what it is.
50,000 though. And I gotta be out here working hard on my different hustles.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm a felon. Like, I'm not no dumb nigga, but for real, it's not easy out here for a pimp nigga, for real. I ain't no pimp, but I'm just saying.
Probably think like that. If I give him this money, he might try to go with the move and go hustle or put it to something. That's how she think. But at the end of the day, you grown. You don't need your mama thinking for you. But that's probably how she think. Like my mama, 50 bands, and you owe me 50 bands. Mom, look, I need my money because I got to put on rent. She not gonna say, well, you know what? Let me give him this. She gonna say, well, I'm gonna pay your rent for you. That's just how mama's think.
And I don't like that. That's why I need to look into. That's why I'm so too. Yeah, because I'm not going for that.
Tell us the details, what you can tell us of this lawsuit situation with your mom.
So it's just about the intellectual ownership of the show and the production and the money, any future money's made or anything she does with the brand or like my image. Like she still has me on the show. Like I'm gonna be on the show. So at first she was trying to talk to cancel me off the show. She was like, all right, we're just gonna take you off the show. But then since we already signed the contract, she couldn't do that. But I don't want to leave it up to her. Like, like I want to be in control of what I got coming. Like I don't have to deal. If you like me this week, then you playing with my money. I just want to be in control of my stuff.
Does she collect the checks or is she supposed to pay you out? Like, or will you have your own check?
Like she was just doing all the contracts, all the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I was so busy trying to like help create the show, calling people. Like a lot of people who are on the show was like my people. Like I have a lot of resources, like cars, like studios, and just for me being around my brother and making or networking with people. So
She couldn't have done this without you, and it's clear.
hell no. Hell no. That's what I'm telling her. Like I helped build this just as much as you did. You know what I'm saying? Like
You're not trying to get past money. You're just worried about future money and future property. So
right.
you're not trying to get the 50,000. You're over that.
No, you want the 50,000.
I mean, I definitely want the 50,000. I want
Right,
at least 25 to 30%, because I feel like that's what that's what we've given me and my sister, to this project.
Right. At least you're breaking even and not have invested in something and not getting any of that back. Like, what type of business plan is that? Nobody is ever going to invest in something and you ain't gonna make it back, So you would have never. What'd you say?
She messed up during the show, man. Messed up all my relationships. Now you see on the show, I'm getting pushed in the water, like, cause I'm putting my real life out there. So, see, I'm putting it out there. And I'm talking to people, and people like you talking to me too. Like, so how you talking to her? And you know what I'm saying? It's real life,
Yeah.
So I'm lying. You're telling Keisha.
So now you got no money, no hoes. Dang.
You know what I'm saying? Glad you done.
Oh, cause your mom.
Man, that's cool, bro. So now you ain't got the onion, no onion. Man, that's fucked up. That's cold-blooded, dog. Wow.
Super.
Yeah. But I got. What else do I want to talk about? What other questions I have?
I do want to ask you about your book.
Right.
Tell us about your book. Tell us the name of it.
So
give us the details.
I'm going to buy a book.
You saw Keith with the eyes.
Buy a book tonight. Fuck that.
Keith, you gonna buy this? You know why you gonna buy this book? Because it's for the community. You know what I'm saying? It's something I've been working on since prison, and it's called The Power of Redemption, and it's really for one to try to help save people from what happened to me. Like me, I wasn't able to have certain conversations with my mom that I should have been able to, and I think most parents need to take the time to have their conversations with their kids, because your kid might be going through something that you don't know. Your kid can have a gun in his backpack and he in your room and you not have no idea. Your kid could be out here fucking and got a baby on the way and you don't know till the baby come. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of different stuff, So
yeah, I like that. And in this book, you're also going to tell your life story as well.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a way to help show people that you should, open up dialogue and have a relationship with your parents and tell them everything you're going through. And it's me kind of exposing different things that I went through that I feel like some form of mentorship or a relationship with an older individual could have saved me from just running, hey, let me run some of my ideas by you and tell you what you think. And a grown-up might be like, bro, that's dumb as hell. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not asking nobody but your 15-year-old self what you want to do with your life, you might do some dumb shit. And my mom had 2 other kids, and my mom was only like 27 or 30 when I was 15, so she didn't have the time to chase me. So as soon as I was old enough to climb out the window, I was grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in the streets. I'm the next city over with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm living a whole double life that my mom knows nothing about. And I don't feel like I was a bad kid. I just feel like I didn't have the right resources to information and to knowledge to be able to even just vent my emotions, to express myself. Like the comment I made about my mom teaching me how to eat pussy, it wasn't like people just took it out of context and kind of ran with it. I never had a dad in my life. So my mom was kind of just having a man-to-man conversation like, well, what's up with you? What you doing in the streets? Are you sexually active and such, and going, had one of those conversations. I was like 12 or 13. I just came back from Ohio. And she might hurt some stuff because that's what I didn't lose my virginity. And then she was just asking me, so what's going on? Like, are you having actual intercourse? Are you getting head? Are you giving head? And one of the ways I think she was trying to lure me in my comfort zone, like, hey, it's okay to talk about it. She was like, just saying, like, females don't like it if you stick your tongue in it. You know what I'm saying? You got to eat around the clit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of, I took it as more of a sexual education type of thing from mother to son. But yeah, she did kind of give me some advice on how to please a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, my girl.
How old were you when y'all had that conversation?
I was probably about maybe that summer going into I think 8th grade or however you all like everything. But I was already, like I said, I was already sexually active. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I'm like, that's a little young, but you were already out here in these streets.
Right.
And that's, that was your relationship with your mom. She already knew what you was up to. So, but I feel like most moms would be like, I know that you're sexually active, so let me give you some condoms. Did she do that? Or was it only about you pleasing women?
Yeah, she definitely kept me stacked on the rubber for sure.
Okay. Well, I feel like she played her part in that situation. So I'm glad that you cleared it up because that had the internet shook. Okay.
Yeah.
Dre.
I didn't you say my name. When you were saying it the first time I fucked with it. I like films. I've been a fan of you since Black Ink. You know what I'm saying?
I know you told me. That's
telling everybody. I'm doing an interview with Black Ink.
It's so funny now that I know more about you. I can understand why you were a big fan of Black Ink because you were in jail.
Right. That's all you gotta do.
I used to get a lot of jail mail, and the men that would write me in jail, I was their woman, and they were down to fuck all these niggas up that was talking to me crazy on the show. They're like, I don't like how these niggas talking to you. I'm gonna come through. I'll fuck them up. It ain't nothing but a word, and they were for real.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're trying to do these for seasons. I wouldn't be fucking better.
That's hilarious. Well, Dre, I really appreciate that. And I appreciate this interview. I'm glad we got the opportunity to clear the air on everything. And
oh, boy, on. Hey, so
what's up? Okay. All right, now, Keith, don't start rolling your eyes. He done brought his artist in. I said, don't start rolling your eyes, Keith. He done brought his artist in.
They about to come to New Orleans. They about to come to New Orleans. We about to do some shit in New Orleans. Make sure I wear blue so I don't get fucked up.
Okay. And if you don't know, Keith is that nigga in New Orleans. Like I told you already on the phone, like Keith is the most booked person, but I was not lying. Like he literally had 2 bookings before this and he got a whole 9 to 5 on top of that. Keith is booked. Oh wait, we can't hear it. We can't hear him. You know what? The audio's bad again. No, I'm not like playing with y'all. I'm for real. It's just choppy.
Let him come closer like you doing.
Can you hear him now?
Yeah.
Yes.
When we taking that shit out there?
Yeah, now you good.
Yeah, so after this, maybe all of us, we can all follow each other and be friends. You know what I'm saying?
And line it
That's something
You
up.
trying to come to New Orleans, you talking about?
ASAP, like tomorrow. Yesterday, yeah.
Whenever y'all ready, as long as you got your money. He got to get 50 bags to come down here, huh?
Come on, let's do it. And we gotta, you know what I'm saying? But we gotta see what he's talking about. You know?
No, we ain't gonna do all that now, Dre. Wait.
Hop out.
Hey, but yeah, hey, look for my boy. He got a project coming out. I joined him on a project. He gonna give me my first mixtape. So yeah, we gonna do my one rep, make music for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of.
Okay.
So yeah, let's
Sure. Tune in, for sure.
We gonna check you out for show. Dre, make sure you send me his information. We gonna put it in the description here.